Today I want to react to one of Temple clip with Myron game. How some of these left-leaning creator um, are nothing without Trump, and that the only way they're able to grow in this progressive ecosystem is to be outraged at what Donald Trump does or oppose everything you do without looking at the facts and try to debunk claim by claim. So here we go.
I watch a lot of like leftist creators to see their ridiculous points. That's how I even came across this whole Judge Dugan thing and how they're crying and complaining how stupid they are. But yeah, you're right. Half of it is them literally complaining about Trump or saying, "Look at me prove this Trump supporter wrong on tariffs." Like that's literally all they do. They put Trump in a thumbnail and show something about MAGA being stupid, whatever it may be. Like that's what they do. Every big left-wing political commentator. And you're right. They don't have anybody big on their side. I mean, AOC is the biggest and Bernie, but
I wonder about that. I'm going to take a look at.
But the thing I will say is there's one left-leaning creator that that was able to thrive um, in a left-leaning environment because of his political analysis. And that person is Bo the Fifth Column. Because here, he was the only one in the left that was able to thrive uh, in the left in this atmosphere without being Trump deranged and gave his analysis in a non-sensationalist way. And he did not need any fancy thumbnails so people can click on his video. I mean, he had like 893,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then he gave he gave his channel to his wife, and then I believe that it has fallen to like 854,000 subscribers, and it only grew back up just slightly to 864,000 subscribers. And to Myron's point is I agree, they can only thrive with what Trump is doing and oppose everything Trump is doing. And most of the people who are subscribed to them, they're not subscribed to them because of their own merit. They are subscribed to them because of them hating on Trump. A left, okay, let's continue.
The stories that we've got right now. So if I go to our channel,
all of them,
and I'm not gonna cover this up. I'm gonna read literally our schedule for the next several segments. Here's how we do this at Timcast. At the end of every show, Kellen, one of our producers, comes in and he says, "Here are the unique segments from the show." I then look at the titles and either agree or say maybe change this one, and then he and the team will thumbnail up. I think Kellen does all the IRL clips. They're nodding at me, yes. And then they get scheduled for the rest of the week. We've got Ozempic causes blindness, America in a soft civil war, Facebook blocks Republican candidate, corporate press lies, Joe Biden accused of fake photo. That was a funny one. Researchers caught using AI bots to manipulate. Documents proving Abrego Garcia. These ones are published by now. Wisconsin Supreme Court suspends. These are largely news stories. These are the segments from the show. They are not the show titles. The show titles are almost always like big political story, usually related to Trump. I'm willing to bet that if I go to a liberal podcast and pull up their videos, they're not going to be news stories. They're going to be political attacks on MAGA or Trump.
100%. And here's the thing. They do that because that's really the only way they get views a lot of times because people are tired. Like the past 10 to 15 years, people have been really tired of this woke agenda and like liberal content creators have not been getting as much traction. So the way they do it.
Yeah, and a liberal content creator that comes to my mind that did not even get any traction. He barely had like a YouTube channel until he started to talk about Trump every single day. Like that person that comes to my mind is Crystal Everlees. I call him clickbait to Everlees because um, his entire channel is like AI generated Trump content. And then when you click on his video, it's only clickbait title so people can watch his video. And it consists of 11 minutes of him without saying anything interesting and 2 minutes of analysis. So I will show, for example, Restore Release. So this is what his channel is about. And he goes from changing his YouTube channel to pro-democracy news, anti-Republican news, anti-Trump news, and it's nothing special. Just 11 minutes of clickbait titles with 2 minutes of analysis. Nothing special about him.
Is they just got to insult or attack conservatives or Trump. That's how they do it.
I'm going to, again, not selective. I'm going to read directly the list from Luke Beasley. First one, watch reporter destroy Trump. Second one, psychologist explains why Trump is effed in the head. The next two are members only bonus shows. The next one is watch Trump's face as his own fans lose it. The next one, oh shit, Trump cries. The next one, watch Trump suffer panic spiral. The next one, MAGA host laughed at her face. The next one, breaking Trump rally utter catastrophe. 2 bonus shows. It literally just says bonus show members only. Yep. The next one, Fox host panics as focus group crushes Trump. The next one, OMG Trump butt dials reporter. The next one, Levitt presser goes south. There's no news. There's
That's the reactionary.
it's all the next one. Trump asked question fails. The next one. MAGA fans meet Zelensky turns against Trump. 2 bonus shows. The next one. Trump's brain suddenly powers down. The next one. Hegseth screams face off on TV. The next one. Trump was asked about her. That's all it says.
Dude, there's no political analysis or commentary. It's literally just like reacting to something that Trump did and saying, look at this bad fascism.
So this is
Yeah, I agree with Myron again. It's nothing more than Trump outrage. They just have to oppose everything he does. For example, Harvard University, like a student can say like death to Jew, and people might find that anti-Semitic, and Trump can be like, yeah, we need to pull funding from this university, and they would disagree with him no matter what.
What they do. That's how I knew about the whole Dugan thing. I was like, these guys had it 100% wrong. And that's just one video I tuned in to like to see.
So this is what we're doing wrong. Like I just read the segments for you guys. Ozempic, the soft civil war, Facebook blocks a Republican candidate, the corporate
which is outrage stuff.
Corporate press lies, deport Detroit women, Joe Biden fake photo, researchers caught the AI bots, court docs of Brigo Garcia. Like here's how we do the show. So in the morning when I'm doing the morning show, I'm lining up all of these different stories and I'm reading everything. Then before Timcast IRL at about 7:15, I come in. I've already got a bunch of stories pulled up. We then start arranging them in ways that largely I do it, making what I think makes sense. If we're starting with this story, these stories make sense and we'll go in this order. Sometimes we change it. I then ask the crew, what do you guys think is the big lead story of the day? Today we were like, it might be the Ukraine thing. We actually didn't get into this agreement on minerals. And then we talked about it. We're like, I don't know. Trump saying that he's like alluding to suspending habeas corpus is massive.
Yep.
We then record each segment using the news story as the launching point. And the segments that we do, I mean, sometimes they do well. A couple are over at 100,000, some are at 50. If we just changed this and followed the liberal format, I pulled up David Pakman. You guys ready? First video. GOP down first time in 3 years. Trump crashes at rally. The next one. Trump crashes out half-empty rally. The next one. GOP down under Trump. Almost a recession. The next one. Trump melts down. The next one. Gretchen Whitmer angry about Trump. The next one. Oops, how did Trump make 200 deals if there aren't 200 countries? The next one, Trump hemorrhaging. The next one, Trump official can't deny empty shelves. The next one, Trump press secretary deranged. The next one, shock. Top Trump official can't deny. Literally every single thing is just
crazy.
I'm angry at Trump.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
When Biden was president, we would do a percentage.
Funny, dude. I noticed this when I was going through. I was like, what the hell?
There's like a
Yeah, and also when Biden was president, the YouTuber Christo Evelise, who I refer to him as Clickbaiter Evelise, all he was talking about is Trump. The only reason he even got his channel to over 100,000 subscribers is Trump. Even though Trump was not in power, it was Biden that was in power. So this is clickbait to whoever leaves. I mean, when Biden was in power, all he was talking about is Trump.
A chunk of stuff we would do would have Biden in it or Kamala. We did complain about those,
My name is-
which we're supposed to do. You're supposed to hold the people in power to the fire, their feet to the fire.
God,
But there's also this behavior of
look at this.
reactionary where you don't offer a counterpoint. You don't offer the other reality that you want to see. And that is a fear-based mentality.
Look at this from Brian Tyler Cohen.
Oh God, that guy's.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Trump, 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 Trump. Cory Booker, Trump. Trump, 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 Trump.
Wild, dude.
Supreme Court. Trump, Trump, Trump.
These people,
Trump.
and they just cry fascism all day. Dude, I'm telling you, it's like the same line over and over. Like the immigration judge, sorry, the judge one with Dugan, like they were losing their minds over that one. And it's crazy to me how they all had the same talking points and all of them are royally fucking wrong.
All
You know what? You know what?
It's wild. They don't even know what they're talking about when it comes to immigration.
Here's my idea.
Wild.
I'm gonna tell Kellen from now on, every segment from Timcast IRL, like here's one that I thought was a really great story. It's really crazy. Researchers caught using AI bots to shape public opinion on Reddit. Massive. Guys, put Trump in the thumbnail, and the title should now be Trump! Exclamation point. Researchers caught using AI bots to shape public opinion. Dude, it is really disheartening.
And here's the
To
thing,
see
they're
that-
getting views because a lot of these people aren't even really Democrats a lot of times. They're just people that dislike Trump. So they know, all right, even though I'm not going to get a lot of people that even agree with my political ideology, I just know that a lot of them dislike Trump. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the title so I can get everyone to kind of come in and
Yeah,
watch.
and then Crystal Evelise is a perfect example. That's the only reason why his channel has grown. It's not because of his actual political analysis or anything he said. It's thought-provoking.
No,
They
it's-
just hate Trump.
Brian Tyler Cohen is the Trump review channel. That's
Dude, that's what he
literally
is.
all he's
Yeah,
got.
that Trump reply guys back in his first term is so
Bro,
lucrative.
All of them, dude. It's like literally they all have the same exact talking points on the left, man. Every big left-wing political commentator is saying the same shit over and over. And I caught on when I saw all their commentary on this Dugan chick. And I was like, wow, they don't really care about the truth. They just care about outrage. It's like, this is fascism, this is whatever. But they don't realize that the woman literally
Okay.
broke the law.
Do you think the Young Turks will do the same thing?
No. I haven't seen them cover the judge, to be honest.
Okay.
I have not seen
So let's go with the Young Turks, and we're going to start with Trump. Second one, Trump. The next two are members only interviews. Then you've got Charlemagne and Cenk. Then you've got Trump, 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 Trump. Bonus episode, bonus episode, bonus episode, members only. Then pro-Israel mob. Then Congressman slams Trump. Then liberals triumph in Canada. So it does still appear to be Trump.
A lot of Trump.
It's not as bad though. It's not as bad.
not as bad.
Not as
The other
bad.
half is for Netanyahu. There you go. The other half is because that's one thing me and Czech and the TYT agree on is the whole Israel.
Well,
thing. Like that's about it.
But I want to point this out too. I feel bad for Cenk Uygur. Obviously, he does have a lot of Trump in here. Yo, an hour ago they got 2,000 views on this. Let's go back to here we go. Where's let's pull up a Trump thing from like.
I'll give him credit because he'll sit down
45.
with conservatives. He'll at least sit down with us.
Look at this. He's getting
Yeah.
like the Young Turks are
He's
getting
been here, right?
Yeah, they're getting no traffic. Look at this. Terrible polls for Trump. 6,000 views one day ago.
Telling you, dude, liberals don't like the left wing media. They don't get the same amount of views they did 10 years ago unless they talk about Trump. It's the only way.
If people like Luke Beasley and David Pacman stopped lying about Trump, then I'm sure Trump's polls would skyrocket. But if you live in David Pacman world, like did I have David Pacman pulled up? Where is it?
You didn't pull him up
I did, but I just read
on
it.
your side. Yeah, you didn't show
Right.
it to us though.
Where are we at?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
It's literally
For
like
20 years.
yeah.
So he gets a tremendous amount of views, but look,
You only get tremendous amount of views only on Trump video because when you check his channel history, when he talks about anything that's not about Trump, he barely gets any views. I think David Pacman is an overrated political commentator, along with Crystal Evelise, along with what is his name? Luke Beasley, along with Brian Tyler Cohen. I think they're overrated. It's just Trump deranged individuals. The one who I think is highly underrated is Bo the Fifth Column. And and then he handed his channel to his wife, and the channel is no longer growing. And Kyle Kalinske, when he was brown hair Kyle Kalinske, not blonde hair Kyle Kalinske.
Like Trump challenges journalists to cognitive test in nutty interview. It's just like he has created a bubble world where if you're subscribed to his channel, literally the only things you see is the nightmare reality of Trump screaming in your face. And that's just terrifying.
Do these guys go on? Does he cut? Has he been here before? Or no.
No, the first time we asked him, he said he'd do it for $5,000. The second time we asked him, he said that he would consider.
The reason why he won't come on the show is because he would get destroyed, and that's it. And the reason why he stopped going on Piers Morgan is because he get cooked all the time, along with the other left-wing creator. And the only one who was like decent in Piers Morgan was Kyle Kalinske, even though I disagree with him on deploying the troops against George Floyd protester. Back when he had to sit down with Piers Morgan, I believe it was in November 2024.
Consider it, but he's busy and he'll try to make time.
Dude, that's I think the biggest thing. Like conservatives most of the time will sit there and talk with a liberal if like the viewer, like the audiences are comparable. But like I've noticed, like they won't sit down with us. Like they just won't. Like
well, let's address this.
They even said
They won't sit down is because they will get destroyed. That's the reason why they won't sit down.
5K when you have a bigger show than he does is crazy.
It was a couple years ago. Well, I mean, to be fair, like David Petman's got 3 million subs, and some of his videos get hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah,
some don't.
it's probably worth $4,000.
Yeah, but
it's only video that gets like 100,000 views are Trump videos. Anything that's not about Trump, he barely gets any view. That's the same thing with Crystal Everleaf. The only reason why he was able to grow in this left-leaning ecosystem is hating on Trump. I'm talking about him, Crystal Everleaf. He go from changing his channel name to pro-democracy to anti-Trump news to anti-Republican news, and nothing special. And all of his thumbnails are clickbait title, so people can click on his videos.
But you can't.
$5,000 an hour.
Yeah, but here's the thing: doing a live show is significantly harder than doing pre-recorded content and just talking on a mic.
But what I will say is there are different universes in shows, and everybody's always trying to claim they're the biggest show. So like Kill Tony said they're the biggest live podcast, but they're a comedy show, not really a podcast.
Yep.
And I mean they technically are, but they're also not live. They premiere. So, but he said that. Then you've got Nelk Boys. They said they're the biggest podcast on YouTube. Everybody's trying to claim. I mean, Joe Rogan's on YouTube and he's bigger than that.
Yeah. There's not.
But what I will say is, we actually track the live metrics, and Timcast IRL is the third biggest live stream in the country, and we've consistently been for the past couple of years. It is surprising to me too because
you know why he won't come on? Because it's live.
Exactly.
When it's live, dude, what I've realized, like from meeting people, there's very few people that can actually live stream, dude. Like me, you, a couple others, but most YouTubers actually can't live stream and be able to speak and talk about things real time. Like these guys that do pre-recorded content like this, they're just not good live. And then for them to be in an adversarial environment and have to be live, it's a double win.
So here's the point I was going to make. Right now, between YouTube and Rumble, we're at about 70,000 concurrent viewers.
Yep.
And we hit between like 63, 70K, which puts us almost every day, Monday through Friday, at around third place. David Pakman, and my point is, I think that's because as I went through our list of segments that we put up.
You got 70 right now, pretty much.
Yeah.
Looking at the numbers, right around 70.
Rumble and YouTube, it's around 70.
Right now, around 70.
It's going down because we're getting, I got to go to Super Chats, but I want to make this point. So we cover all the big stories that these are what's trending in the news and stories we think are big and that are important, like the AI bot stuff. And Moscow bombs Kiev. I mean, one of our segments, Moscow bombs Kiev, 73,000 views, not political. War, conflict, crisis, because I think these things are important. I think this confers to us a large live audience who knows that we're going to talk about an eclectic spattering of news, largely political. The reason why David Pakman can't come on this show, or Kyle Kalinske, is that all David Pakman does is say everything Trump does is wrong no matter what.
Yeah, and then he will get destroyed. That's why he won't come on. And that's why he stopped going on Piers Morgan, because he was getting cooked all the time.
In the isolated confines of the Pakman compound, and it's true of Luke Beasley, and it's true of Brian Tyler Cohen, the only thing they can say is, here's a selective video of Trump, and I'm going to insult him, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you were actually to bring him in here and say, let's talk about foreign policy, like you and I are going off on the Suez. I mean, we were really in the weeds on like the Caspian.
And here's the thing: we disagree on. We can still have a discussion. These guys can't do it, bro. That's what I realized with a lot of these. Like, they just can't have disagreements and conversations be civil. They just can't.
But
you know, I gotta give him credit. He came here. Like me and
right.
Andrew destroyed him and another guy.
But my point is, you come here.
Yeah.
You want to come here, and you're going to say, here's why I think this thing in the Middle East is happening this way.
Yep.
And I'll say, I think you're wrong. It's this way.
Yep.
David Pakman couldn't say anything about that. He'd be confused.
Yeah.
He'd be like, honestly, I haven't read anything about that. But if you want to know why I think Trump smells bad, I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah. A lot of them don't even care about foreign policy.
They don't care.
They don't. Yeah, they don't care about foreign policy. To me, foreign policy is one of the most important things to me politically. But
I agree. Thanks for checking out this.
Okay, but me, I'm not really a foreign policy guy either. So, okay, so this is it today. Just wanted to react to one of Temple with Myron games. And some of these left-leaning creators, they can't even thrive with progressive ideology. It's just fear-mongering about Trump. The only one that comes to my mind is Bo the Fifth Column. And the reason why the channel stopped growing is because he stepped away from the channel. That's all I gotta say.